Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to another vlog. Once again, I'm up in my empty classroom. I had fourth period off today, so I came up here to get some work done. Today, I was grading papers, and they were a little depressing for two reasons. One, well, first of all, I should say that many of you will be asked as Jets when you get here to help grade papers, check papers, etc. I don't really get often asked to grade tests. The teachers usually do that themselves. But anytime the kids free write, and they write, their own English sentences, I often get asked to check those types of notebooks or homework assignments. Because to be honest, a lot of the teachers have a hard time understanding their students' English. And sometimes, especially after you've been here about a year, you'll get very intuitive of what your Japanese students mean when they write something that's obviously not grammatically correct. And you'll go, oh, what they meant to say was this, and then you can write it, for them or something. Anyway, so my ninth graders, my san nensei, are nearing the end of their time in junior high school. It's now January and they graduate in mid-March, but they really finish classes in about a month because at the beginning of March most of them have their very competitive, very stressful high school entrance examination. So the assignments that they're given right now, a lot of them correlate to questions that they're going to get on this test. For example, one of my teachers is having them do short sentences, short little essays, if you will, talking about some topic that she comes up with. So for example, the papers I graded today, the topic was your dream. And when they say your dream in Japan, they often mean like, what do you want to do in the future? What do you want for a career? Or what do you aspire to? So the students, the assignment was to write 15 to 25 words on this topic. And it was just a blank little box of paper. So, some of them, the other thing about Japanese classrooms is the students are mixed. You'll have very high-level students in with students who can barely write their name in English. So you get a very wide range of responses. So the first reason that it was a little depressing is that after 3 years of studying English with a textbook and with me for some of their time, some of the students could barely write 2 sentences on this topic. The other thing that was depressing was how few of them chose a job, like a career, a realistic career, I should say. So my question to you guys is today, when you were, say, 14 or 15 years old, which is the age my ninth graders are, most of them are 15 by now, did you know what you wanted to do? Like, did you have a good idea about what you wanted to do in your life as a job, etc.? Or did it really take high school and thinking about college, for example, before you really kind of thought in your brain, this is what I'd want to do? The reason I ask is because, I'm 39. It's been a long time since I was a junior high school student. But I remember having a distinct idea about things that I wanted to do when I got older, even back then. And maybe this is an American cultural thing or a Western cultural thing. So that's kind of why I'm asking. So leave a comment if you have an idea. A lot of you are younger and closer to the age of my students, so maybe you can remember back to when you were a student. Did you really know, or were you very undecided? The majority of the responses I got, especially from the boys, was I want to be a nantoka player. I want to be a soccer player. I want to be a tennis player. I want to be a baseball player. And the reason they put this is because they're in the baseball club or the soccer club. But another reason they put it is it's a very easy sentence to write. They all know the words nantoka player. So they all can write that. Some of them wouldn't know how to spell doctor or pilot or engineer. So even if they wanted to be those things, they wouldn't necessarily write it because they wouldn't want to get up out of their seat and go find a dictionary, etc., etc. So, you know, obviously, very, 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 very few of them are ever going to be a professional athlete as in America. But, you know, when you're a 15-year-old boy, maybe that's what you aspire to. I can't quite remember back. Let's see. A lot of the girls wrote, I want to be a teacher. Various subjects. Some of them said English teacher. A few of them wrote, I want to be a wife. The Japanese word for wife. So, you know, hey, you know, you can't argue with that, I guess. But, you know, very few of them put anything outside of those kind of a few responses. I think I got one kid who wrote, I want to be a writer because I like to read books. And that was his whole essay. So they were supposed to write, I want to be a whatever because, and then give a reason. So most of them, I want to be a soccer player because I like playing soccer. This is the level of English after 3 years in junior high. So it was a little sad, you know, I was hoping that they would write a little bit more, but I wasn't in the class helping them write the essays. Sometimes when I'm there to prompt them or to give them ideas, or they'll raise their hand and ask me, you know, how do you spell, you know, architect or something, or they'll ask me in Japanese, what is this job in English, and then I'll tell them. Anyway, so I just wanted to give you a little glimpse into where my kids are at. And today, let's see, I have Yomi Kikase today. I volunteer at the local library the last Tuesday of every month, and I go and I read books, English picture books, ehon, to young kids, generally kids I don't teach, so you're talking preschoolers and kindergartners. Their parents bring them. I usually have an audience of about 5 to 10 kids, not a lot. You can hear my kids coming back from PE. During lunch, I'm going to play this game called Blokus. It's a great, great game. I highly recommend it to any ESL teacher. Can you hear them? It's very easy to learn, very fun to play. You can play it quickly. It takes very little language skill, so you're wondering, like, why is it a good recommendation? Because you can still talk about numbers with the game, you can still talk about colors, and I use it a lot with my special needs kids. I have small classes, maybe 2 or 3 kids who are developmentally challenged, and I play it a lot with them just as something fun to do the last 15 or so minutes of class. But I'm going to play it just for fun with some 9th graders today after lunch, just during our break. I said, hey, come to the room and we'll play some Blokus. Okay, so leave me a comment. What did you want to be when you were a kid? Let me know. Hey, there's the chime. It's lunchtime, so I got to go down, eat lunch. I'll see you guys later. Peace.